Hey guys, so it's Easter week. It's also Passover, and Ramadan recently ended. I am exhausted from a variety of things, and the bell curve of male suffering voices is part of the problem. Sitting in this ecosystem of people talking about men, talking about masculinity from very sort of catchphrasey places has really kind of wore me down the last few months. I started the series back in December, and we've covered a wide variety of people, from men who apologize for men and masculinity, men who pathologize men and masculinity, to people who look at men and masculinity from sort of a closeted but traditional definition of provider, protector, boys and men who need an identity that is distinct from females. And now, as I get to the end of the spectrum, to the far extreme, the misogynists, the people that Louis Theroux covered in Inside the Manosphere, I'm totally wiped out because the conversation is so esoteric and shallow. We're not really talking about the density and complexity of human society, gender, and specifically how men are raised, the messages men get every day, and how this contributes to this never-ending stream of masculinity crises. And so I'm just doing a short video here because I'm going to take a break again. This is my second break in the last 4 months, and I think there's a reason behind that, from a Sunday Substack essay. Also because I do want to spend time with my family and a woman who I deeply love. And being embedded in all of this is not helpful. It's wearying. And so I'm going to publish my last essay on the bell curve of male suffering voices next Sunday. And I'm going to hopefully try to tie this all together. So if you are watching this video, if any of this has captured your attention, please comment and let me know what you've been thinking and how you've been experiencing this series. And also, what you want to contribute to it, because I've been focusing as much as I can on voices that have a lot bigger platform than me, a lot bigger platform than most men. And I'm going to end this series with the invitation to men and women to contribute your voice. Because all these other people have a very specific agenda. There's a reason why they're doing what they're doing, that they're conveying the messages that they're conveying. And it's not always embedded in making all of us flourish. There are money incentives. There are just, the biases that we all live with, implicit and explicit, that we bring to the table when we want to talk about men and masculinity. And that isn't serving anybody. We, as humans, have been dealing with masculinity crises in some regard, probably, at least in modern society, as far back as women's suffrage, when the male order of dominance, through electing people, through running businesses and other ecosystems that govern human life, was being challenged. And, there have been some incredible thinkers who've gotten, unfortunately, too little of a platform, who've tried to point this out, that what we're doing to men and boxing them in is the problem. And that until we broaden the horizons of what it means to be a man, to what it means to be a human. We're never going to solve the current masculinity crisis today or the next one, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So forgive me for not publishing an essay on Easter Sunday. I kind of think it's better that way. Even from a secular Buddhist standpoint, I still honor Christians and Christianity in its truest form of redemption and the chance for rebirth. And maybe what will start when this series is over is a look at masculinity in a much more complex and nuanced way, so that we can give a new birth to boys and men that's not tied to norms and traditions that have continuously and persistently failed us. So I want to wish everybody who celebrates Passover a very happy and rewarding celebration of the season. For Christians, I hope that what you celebrate in the rising of Christ is a rising inside you of compassion for others, a desire to see everybody flourish if they are truly born in the image of God, and that we all come together to look at gender and sex as something that doesn't have to be restricted by anybody's definition, and that humans can just be humans. So with that, I'm going to end this. I do wish you all well, and I look forward to your comments, and I definitely look forward to closing out the bell curve of male suffering voices so I can free myself of the box that I've put myself into the last 4 to 5 months. Blessings to you all.